Don't react to it. He has been irrelevant lately. I thought XQ wasn't right wing. I'm confused. Did he? I thought he chose not to be right wing. Did he choose to be right wing again? Like, what's going on? I thought he hated Tesla and Elon Musk and what happened? This dude is defending Elon Musk from you. Dude, this is so funny. XQC, I posted, don't let anyone tell you your voices don't matter. Musk wants to leave politics because he's tired of the attacks from the left. And XQC voices. This isn't the reason why he's trying to quit politics. Are you I was about to say, are you stupid? But the answer is he's not. It's XQC. Voices. This is so funny. This is just right-wing garbanzo. Straight up. Yeah, this is why Elon is quitting, dude. Not because he's such a loser that, first of all, this unironically pairs up with his actions in office at Doge. What he has done at Doge in one of the most prominent stages has caused unimaginable resentment to such a degree that even in Europe, universally, Teslas are despised. Okay? It is reflecting in their stock prices. Well, not their stock prices necessarily, because the stock performance is not associated with like any sort of serious market fundamentals. Let's be real. It's obviously Tesla. It's a super inflated tech stock to begin with. But it's reflected in the 71% of net profit that they lost, even though the revenues that are even coming in right now, because they would have been unprofitable, the revenues that are coming in right now are predominantly coming in from carbon credit swaps from other companies still. Like $500 million of revenue for Tesla still came from the fact that they are an EV manufacturer, and other car manufacturers in the United States of America still don't make EVs or make enough EVs, and therefore they're still buying they're still paying Tesla. That is not true, Lamau. It is true. What are you talking about? That is not true. What? There have been numerous instances throughout Tesla's history that if they did not have the EV tax credits, they would have went bankrupt. It still happens. It's not the bulk of their revenue. No, of course it's not the bulk of their revenue. The reason why it's not the bulk of their revenue is because other car manufacturers are also making EVs. The carbon credit swap scheme has literally saved Tesla from becoming insolvent and becoming bankrupt in the past. Nowadays, it's still a decent chunk of revenue that they get, but it's nowhere near as significant as it once was for the two factors that I mentioned. Number one, other companies are also making their own electric vehicles, so therefore they have no need to purchase as much carbon credits carbon credits from Tesla. I mean, yeah, that's it. That's the major reason. But in terms of why they're still profitable, the EV credit swaps are part of the reason why they're still profitable. Don't react to it. He has been irrelevant lately and is doing the fuck Hasan again. Yeah, no, he's just... I thought XQ wasn't right wing. I'm confused. Did he? I thought he chose not to be right wing. Did he choose to be right wing again? Like, what's going on? I thought he hated Tesla and Elon Musk and what happened? I thought personally that he was he said that he wasn't on board with the Trump stuff and thought that they were stupid or whatever, but now it's like, it's just, I don't know, maybe he's just still defending it on principle. Yeah, the EV maker generated $692 million from selling regulatory credits in the last quarter of 2024 alone, and accounted for nearly 30% of its quarterly net income of $2.33 billion. Yes, they still generate a shit ton of revenue from the credit swaps. So, yeah, Tesla reported $1.1 billion in net income for Q1 of 2024. Anyway, why am I having this conversation? The point is, Elon Musk, under his watchful gaze, under his wonderful leadership, especially after he did this Doge stuff and became persona non grata, public enemy number one, because he is an unlikable monster. When it comes to Hasan, that's funny. Elon Musk is an unlikable monster, and therefore, people don't want to associate with Tesla anymore. I get it. I have a friend. I was talking to one of my friends. He's Jewish, okay? He bought a Tesla a week before Elon Musk sig heiled. A week before. And he was like, dude, I'm fucking driving around in this thing now. I'm going to meetings, and people are looking at me funny. You know? What am I supposed to do now? I just got this shit. Anyway, 71% revenue drop, or net revenue drop. This is reflective of the resentment that people feel towards Tesla, certainly the anger that people feel towards Tesla due to what Elon Musk is doing by, engaging in mass layoffs, the federal government also being super incompetent in broad daylight in terms of how they're doing these supposed cuts, these budget cuts and whatnot. But there's a reason why people are bullying Tesla owners and shit, okay? And it's not like I've been egging this on. I'm not like, oh yeah, this is base, this is good or anything. I haven't really said anything. It's just, I don't even fully understand why there's so much smoke, so much animosity towards people who are individually own Teslas. Maybe it's because like I live in Los Angeles where it's not unique, and I see so many Teslas with a sticker that says like I hate Donald Trump on them, which feels like a insurance against like people putting a dog shit on your car. In any case, this is not the reason why. Don't let anyone tell you your voices don't matter. Yeah, they firebombed one Tesla facility, so I guess that's the reason why Elon Musk is quitting. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Straight up, their profit went down 71% quarter one 2024 versus quarter one 2025. That's huge. That's a huge decline. And a big part of that is because they are not selling as many cars. They're not selling any of their models. They underperformed according to analysts' expectations. Sad to see it. Any other corp would fire the CEO? No. I mean, they ate so good for so many years, having Elon Musk be the key man. I don't even know if they can. Board of directors is all Elon family or lackeys. It's not independent. Yeah, he has complete control over it. Plus, also, he's the key man, for better or for worse. And for many, many years, him being the key man was beneficial for Tesla because he inspired a lot of confidence in Tesla. So people wanted to buy in. Every time he lied, people were like, I don't want to believe that he's lying. I want to believe that he's actually being honest. And I want to believe that he actually has a method to all of this madness. But now that his popularity is waning and now he's becoming a incredibly unpopular figure, all of a sudden his association with the company is a negative one. And that's precisely what's going on here. It's becoming more and more negative day in and day out. All right. We're live. Let's get into it. Elon Musk to step back from working in the Trump administration. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It turns out your voices matter and bullying works, okay? Don't ever let anybody tell you it doesn't. Doesn't that line up with 100 days of being a special employee anyway, though? Yeah, except what has this administration actually followed through on? Technically, you have 120 days as a special employee designation for Elon Musk, so it actually does line up with when his time was up. Having said that, however, this administration doesn't give a fuck about any of those things. If he was actually killing it and was super popular, you think that he would stop? Of course not. No. The reason why he's quitting, the reason why he's quiet quitting or full-blown quitting is, and I called this already, the Wisconsin special election was a major blow to Elon Musk. He wanted to be the money warrior for Donald Trump. He was like, oh, I'm going to bully anyone that comes after my goat, comes after my God King. If you come after him, you come after me. I will spend all the money I have to primary you. Turns out when he actually shows up to a race, it has a negative impact. Turns out people fucking despise him. People think he is annoying and cringe and a gross little loser, a freakish little guy. Hard to look at, really, right? So that was a major blow because he flopped. He flopped big time. And Donald Trump hates losers, okay? So when he got branded as the big fat L, that made that relationship that he has with Donald Trump, that placed that relationship that he has with Donald Trump on shaky grounds. He was already a diva, and so is Donald Trump, and these guys are both narcissistic assholes. Apparently, there was like some appointment issues as well. Like he wanted to have his guy in the IRS. Trump had, other people in the Trump orbit had different plans. They won. He lost. This is the White House reporter for Axios, Mark Capito. Musk versus Besson dispute erupted into the West Wing shouting match. Two billionaire middle-aged men thinking it was WWE in the hall of the West Wing. Elon Musk and Treasury Secretary Scott Besson got into a heated shouting match and earshot of President Trump and other officials in the White House last week during a dispute about the IRS. Two witnesses and three sources briefed on the matter tell Axios. It was two billionaire middle-aged men thinking it was WWE in the hall of the West Wing, one witness said of the argument last Thursday. Why it matters, the clash with both men in each other's face showed how much Musk's personality and style have rankled some senior administration officials since he began running roughshod through agencies with Doge. I'm not even kidding when I say this. I think a major part of why there is like discontent towards Elon is not even because he's like he has his own, like he has his difference in opinion with the way that the administration is doing stuff, like, you know, with the tariffs or whatever. But the reason why, I think, is because he is such an unlikable fucking douchebag. I'm not kidding when I say this. A big chunk of this is because he cannot play ball with anybody else. He is he has an ego the size of Mars, which he ironically keeps lying and saying that he's going to go to. He is so repulsive and people don't want to be around him. And I think like when you're in the White House, like a lot of those guys we look at from the outside and we think, oh, this guy's a dumbass. This is, this guy sucks, whatever. But a lot of those guys are at least to a certain degree charismatic. You have to be in order to go out and fundraise. You have to be charismatic in order to get to that level. Like you have to know how to play ball with other people. Elon Musk, on the other hand, has lived an entire life of failing upwards and creating a false sense of self, and therefore doesn't know how to do any of that shit. Like, think about it. His pivotal moment, the pivotal moment in Elon Musk's life was when he got fired from PayPal, forced out of PayPal by Peter Thiel, which still gave him a massive exit package. Like, not even an exit package, but he still retained shares over PayPal. And he took all of that money and then kept buying other companies in the process. The last time he actually did something, the last time he actually worked, that led to a lot of failure at PayPal to begin with. But since then, it's all been capital accumulation. So he doesn't know how to be a normal guy who can fucking have a conversation. A lot of people are not going to put up with the, autistic wizard nonsense that he tries to present himself as, because they're not, like, the dudes who are in the White House are not his like cryptocurrency douchebag followers. You know what I mean? These are people who are also independently successful and some of them are sharks. So they're not going to sit around and act like Elon Musk dick riders. They're going to inevitably be resentful. They're not going to simp for him in the way that like people who are incredibly likely to fall for a cryptocurrency scheme would. Representatives for Musk and Besson acknowledged the shouting match happened, but declined the comment. Musk has had high-profile disputes with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, and Trade Advisor Peter Navarro as well. Everyone thinks Doge is great, but Elon's antics are a bit much, another administration official said. Polling debunks Musk's excuse that his unpopularity collapse of Tesla is because of paid protesters.
I think the protests are really starting to bug them.
Yeah, they are. Of course they are. There are millions of people that are actively taken to the streets basically on a weekly basis. Of course that's going to have an impact. Of course it's going to have an impact. That's why it's so funny that XQC was like, oh, dude, what do you mean your voices matter? It's because people are torching Teslas. It's like, dude, the very fact that you got people so agitated that they're torching Teslas is, again, the point that I am making. The point that I am making is that people fucking despise this dude.
The first quarter of last year, Tesla made $1.4 billion. The first quarter of this year, we learned today, you can drop the billion off of that. They went from $1.4 billion in the first quarter of last year to $0.4 billion this quarter.
I already covered all this. All right, let's just move on.